Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're getting into high blood pressure using Dale Ruddock's book, Lowering Blood Pressure Naturally, as our guide.
Right, and the big question is why it gets called the silent killer.
Exactly. We want to unpack what that really means for everyone listening.
Well, the core issue, and it's a tricky one, is the lack of obvious symptoms. No red flags usually.
Which is precisely what Ruddock highlights. You can feel completely fine.
Oh, totally fine. Meanwhile, serious problems like heart attack, stroke, even kidney failure could be developing silently.
It's quite a sobering thought that feeling fine isn't always the full picture.
No, it can give you this sort of false sense of security. But underneath the damage to blood vessels, to organs, it can be happening over years.
So those routine blood pressure checks that Ruddock talks about are, well, they're not just routine, are they? They're critical.
Absolutely critical. Even if you feel on top of the world, it's really the only reliable way to know your numbers.
Okay, so if it's silent, what's actually causing it? What are these hidden factors?
Ruddock points to a few key areas. Genetics, for one, can play a role. You can inherit a predisposition.
Or family history?
Yeah, and then there's diet, which is a huge one. Too much salt, sugar, lots of processed foods.
Things common in many modern diets.
Definitely. Lack of physical activity is another major contributor, being too sedentary.
And the book goes beyond just diet and exercise too, right?
It does. Things like chronic stress, which so many people experience, also hormonal imbalances, sometimes just natural shifts.
What about environmental factors? I think that was mentioned.
Yes, things like pollution, even consistently poor sleep quality. It's quite a wide net of potential influences.
Understanding all that, it feels empowering, actually. It's not just one thing. It helps you look at your whole lifestyle.
Exactly. It's about overall wellness, not just focusing on one number in isolation.
Which leads us neatly into detection and taking action. Ruddock notes it's often found during those routine checkups.
That's usually how it happens. Someone goes for a physical, maybe for something else entirely, and boom, high reading.
Which just reinforces why those regular appointments matter so much. Don't skip them.
Please don't. And once it is detected, the key is acting promptly.
And Ruddock's angle is interesting because he really explores natural methods, not just jumping straight to medication necessarily.
Right. He presents them as options, either alongside medication or potentially as alternatives, depending on the situation, of course. Always with medical guidance.
Of course. What kind of natural methods does he focus on?
Well, he discusses a specific fasting approach that has some scientific backing. Big focus on a heart-healthy diet. Lots of fruits, vegetables, whole foods.
Less processed stuff, more real food.
Exactly. Regular physical activity is in there naturally. And importantly, stress reduction. Things like meditation, breathing exercises.
Techniques to calm the system down.
Precisely. The whole idea is about supporting the body's own natural ability to regulate blood pressure, working with your body.
It feels like a more proactive stance.
It is. The overall message really seems to be about taking charge of your health, not just waiting for a diagnosis and then reacting.
Yeah, being proactive rather than reactive. That makes a lot of sense.
And that means, for anyone listening, are you actively monitoring things? Do you understand your personal risks? Are you making those consistent lifestyle changes?
Because doing that can really help prevent the serious complications down the road.
Without a doubt.
So, wrapping up, the key takeaway from Ruddock seems clear. High blood pressure might be silent, but it's serious. Proactive steps are vital.
Absolutely. And maybe a final thought to leave people with.
Go on.
Just consider, even if you feel perfectly healthy right now, what's one small, manageable change you could make today? Just one thing to be a bit more proactive about your heart health.
That's a great point. Because feeling good on the outside doesn't always guarantee everything's perfect on the inside.
Exactly. It's worth thinking about.